War Magic, good for multi-classing, not fantastic for single classing. There's a couple things that you can do with War Magic at early levels. That's kind of fun. The Arcane Deflection, quite good. It's quite good. Tactical Wit, bonus to initiative rolls equal to your intelligence modifier. Quite good. I like what Power Surge wants to be. Oh man, do I ever really like this one. But it feels a little bit out of place. And I don't like the fact that this is relying on you knowing Dispel Magic or Counterspell, and it doesn't tell you anywhere that you just get them. If you have a feature that specifically references whenever you use these spells, you need to be giving them the spells early on and make sure that they always have them. This feature, I like what it wants to do, but it is terrible. It is not really well put together. Durable Magic, it's okay. Deflecting Shroud, okay. Like War Magic, it needs some help. The first couple levels are not terrible, but the entire thing, whenever it's put together, not fantastic. I would rather play Shadow than this. Yeah, I think we could put War Magic there. War Magic is definitely getting a D from me. Okay. Transmutation, I like what it wants to be. I think it's a decent pick. I don't think it's an incredible option. I like the invitation to be experimental with it. I think it's fair to say Transmutation is a B. A lot of it is roleplay shenanigans. I think that that's about the highest I could put it, honestly. Transmutation could use something like meta magic from Sorcerer tacked into this class itself. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. The self-polymorph is really weird. Yeah. And there's actually one in here that I think is going to be a little bit of a contentious one. Their 6th level feature is super nothing burger. There's some of the stuff that's even in the 14th level that I would say you could have moved up to here, and I was kind of okay. The polymorph thing is fun, but why is this so late? Oh, it's way too late. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really get the flavor that they were going with that. I think with Transmutation Wizard, it's going to vary depending on what you want out of the fantasy of it as to whether or not they really achieved on it. I don't know. Wizard, I don't intrinsically think polymorph self whenever I think of Transmutation Wizard. If they got their polymorph ability when they got 4th level spells, you would probably get it. Yeah, maybe, right? You would say C personally, but you also have a bias against Wizard subclass cantrip-like features. I think it's fair to put Transmutation up here. I think it's all right. I think it could be okay. Graviturgy, I can't really speak really well on that one. I've never seen it played. If I remember right, whenever I reviewed it, I think I gave it an A, and mostly just because that's right. You can make there's like a way for you to make like an immovable rod or like an immovable object of some sort. You can manipulate that. That seems fun, but it's very roleplay shenanigans. Yeah, the gravity well, violent attraction. There wants to be some control in here. I can dig the idea. I just don't really think that Graviturgy quite got all of it. I think it's probably a decent pick, and I would probably put it up above Transmutation. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Wow. Design-wise, Necromancy flops. It needs one fix, and that's just guarantee that you get Raise Dead or Animate Dead at 5th level. Give it into their Savant feature. Give them that. Yeah, it's looking quite good. But it is really weird that you're a better Necromancer by going into Abjuration Wizard before you go into Necromancy for practical play. Now, if you're building up a wizard, let's say of like 18th level or like 14th to 18th level, right? This is not an F. No. If this wizard is allowed to reach its fullest potential and you let this get away with like as much as you want, whatever in the campaign, Necromancy has the potential to be fucking insane. Absolutely insane. If you're blowing all your spell slots to keep raising up an army, and this one is mathematically allowed to get as ridiculous as, and I know this isn't practical. I'm just saying, if you allow this one to get as absolutely ridiculous as, yeah, kill Necromancers early, yes. If you allow this one to get as absolutely ridiculous as it has the potential to later on, this is fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. We're talking about like 200 plus zombies or some shit that this thing can get. Yeah, it has the same problem as Conjure Animal spam. Yep. If you allow it to go completely ham, it goes wild. It just feels weird that they can't cast Animate Dead in combat. If they could cast it as an action, like once per whatever, that'd be kind of cool. Or like, you know, there's a stat block I got to show you guys. And I showed this to Ross. And if you've been around the channel for a while, you know what I'm about to show you. This is why Necromancy Wizard goes fucking crazy. It's this goddamn bastard right here. So, explaining the combo to you real quick with Command Undead. You can use magic to bring undead under your control, even those created by other wizards. As an action, you can choose one undead that you can see within 60 feet of you. That creature must make a charisma saving throw against your wizard spell save DC. If it succeeds, remember that's charisma, okay? If it succeeds, you can't use this feature on it again. If it fails, it becomes friendly to you and obeys your commands until you use this feature again. Intelligent undead are harder to control in this way. If the target has an intelligence of 8 or higher, it has advantage on the saving throw. If it fails the saving throw and has an intelligence of 12 or higher, it can repeat the saving throw at the end of every hour until it succeeds and breaks free. Make a charisma saving throw, an intelligence of 8 or higher? Oh, we got a 6 right here. A charisma saving throw. Oh, wait. Oh, really? And does it have legendary resist? It doesn't. Oh, ooh. And what is this, boy? What is this boy? Oh my God. Look at all this condition immunities. Oh, he's immune to necrotic and poison damage. And look at all this stuff he resists right here. And look at, he just paralyzed. He can just point at you. He can just point at you and make you die. Look at this boy. If you, yeah, I was shocked the Nightwalker didn't have legendary resistance. This stat block, this can fuck up a Tarask. You can control this. Necromancy Wizard can get a hold of one of these. And the thing is, if you're playing in the Forgotten Realms, there is a lore-specific method that you can bring one into the material realm. Like, there is a step-by-step way that they detail for you to bring in Nightwalkers into the goddamn whatever. How many can they get a hold of? They only need the one. This is all they need right here. Until you use this feature again. So they can only get the one, but that's all they need. How do I feel about create Maggin as a spell? I'm not familiar with it. Oh, it's a thing. What? Where was this? Oh, Rime of the Frost Maiden. Okay. While using the spell, you create a vial of Quicksilver and a life-size human doll with Asher Decay. Just the doll up, drip your blood on it. At the end of the casting, you tap the doll with a crystal rod, transforming it into Maggin blood and whatever the doll was wearing. The type of Maggin is okay, casting the spell. Okay, so this is supposed to work with the Necromancer's 10th level. Oh. Uh-oh. That would be my argument as a DM. I would say that because it's the casting of a spell that you yourself did, the Necromancer Wizard is pretty clearly intended to like, what this should say right here, your hit point maximum can't be reduced by other creatures. I would say that that's the fix for it right there. Of course, rules as written, it would probably allow you to just keep creating these fucked up things. If they decided to like let that go hog wild, maybe it could be a problem, you know. But yeah, Necromancy, if it was allowed to absolutely get out of control, is probably an overpowered. Yeah. Practically, I don't like the design of it. Necromancy is going to go into B with a massive asterisk here. And it's that whole precursor I just kind of like gave you guys right there into saying, I don't think that that's practically how it's going to work at most tables. I think Necromancy is a very solid option. I don't think it's as bad as like people seem to have memed it out to be. They're just kind of upset that it isn't, I can make a bunch of chicken zombie necromancer or something like that, you know? Yeah. And they want more options out of it, and I can't blame them. I would like to see Necromancy do more. But yeah, it's really not a bad subclass. Don't believe the memes. Necromancy is actually pretty okay. Bladesinger. It's actually led to a lot of busted builds. I think that Necromancy, Bladesinger is probably up in the upper tier It's like one of the only ways that you can really tank as a wizard. I think Bladesinger is probably on the upper side of S. There's just way too much you can do with this one. The bonus of the AC equal to your intelligence modifier is crazy strong. Crazy strong. The Song of Defense, even me thinking that this is kind of underwhelming, this is actually damage that you can reduce from spells, which I think the first time that I saw it, I was like, oh, it's only from attacks for some reason. I don't know. You add your intelligence modifier to the damage of melee weapon attacks while your Blade Song is active. You're adding 2 modifiers in on the damage. You're a heavy striker happening right in here. This is actually quite a good option, just generally overall. The fact that you don't really have a great amount of health here kind of gets negated by just how much fucking AC you've got. Bladesinger is actually pretty damn strong. The hype is real. It is a pretty ridiculously good Gish. Yeah. Will it be released as an image? I can do that if people want it. Ooh. Okay, Illusion, notably poor. This one needs some work. Really bad. I know that in the hands of a creative player, this one can look really good. It needs buffs. It needs buffs that are focused in on solidifying what these mechanics do. And they leave it very floaty. Yeah, Illusion is either S or F depending on the DM. 100%. Some DMs that let it go off the rails, Illusion is of course going to be absurd. But like what's written on the page, it needs some stuff that's hard coded in. Yeah, once you start doing that, Illusion Wizard starts to seem like it's actually pretty decent. Yeah, D with an asterisk. Yeah, there we go. Enchantment Wizard. I think that this is the worst wizard in the game. I know a lot of people don't really get behind me on that. I have always thought that this is actually one of the worst wizards ever. It is multiple ability score dependent. Enchantment spells, copy them. Yeah, whatever. Charmed and frightened immunity, as we talked over and over again. Charmed and frightened immunity become crazy, fucking crazy common later on. This is the only wizard that lists working off of your charisma modifier. And I wanted to say it was more than one feature, right? Split enchantment is not bad. Being able to cast hold person on, or like hold monster on more than one target, this is actually pretty good overall. But it's like the one save that it has for me. Creatures that are charmed are immune to this effect right here. This one falls off. I think an enchantment wizard is, yeah, that bad. Control monster on 2 targets, though, that's a decent one, but like, like I'm not gonna go 10 levels into a subclass to be able to cast a spell on 2 creatures. What? No. And this ain't for me. Hypnotic Gaze, that's right. Hypnotic Gaze is, you're a backliner. I have done so much class design now for 5e. Hypnotic Gaze is abysmal. This is relying on you putting yourself in danger in order to maybe charm a creature into not hurting you. This is not a feature. Yeah, it's not built for wizard. Yeah, Bill needs some barbecue. Oh, hell yeah, man. Have a great day, man. Yeah, I think an enchantment wizard's Hypnotic Gaze, this is terrible. I don't know how else to put it. This is an abysmal feature. Whenever we're talking about practical play, you want to be in safety. This requires that you are in danger. If the game is giving you a safety button, it better damn well be an incredible safety button. This is not a great safety button at all. And then Alter Memories, this just isn't really built to support the idea of what it means to be a wizard. You thought Hypnotic Gaze was pretty good for roleplay. I mean, they are, but you know, this Hypnotic Gaze, not exactly the greatest. Abjuration Wizard is an S. I'm gonna say this. Some people are not gonna like it. Abjuration Wizard is an S. I actually think it's better than Ancestral Guardian. Yeah. I think Abjuration Wizard is probably one of the best wizards in the entire game, within a measure of reason. This is absurdly good. Absolutely absurdly good. Abjuration Wizard. We have one side saying Bard cannot compete with Wizard at all. The other side says that Bard is better than Wizard. What is my opinion? Bard is better than Wizard. Yeah, Bard's better than Wizard. Wizard relies on subclasses for strength and a spell list, whereas Bard just doesn't really get, like, they're not restricted. Bard is objectively stronger than Wizard. Yeah. Abjuration Wizard and the Ward. This is another interaction that can potentially kind of screw with Armor of Agathis. But this Ward and the fact that you can project it onto other people, the spell resistance in here later on, not only do you have advantage on saving throws against spells, you get resistance to the damage of spells. Fucking easy crescendo of a capstone right there. Cleric versus Wizard? Cleric. I don't really know what more to say. Incredible counterspelling happening in here. This one is consistently giving you incredible features. Incredible features throughout all levels. This subclass, Abjuration Wizard, absolutely an S. They nailed it in the player's handbook. Fantastic. Yes, absolutely. Conjuration Wizard, because we're not going to really evaluate it on Conjuration spells. I want to evaluate it on the subclass features. The access to Conjuration spells is fine. There was a weirdness to it that I remember talking with Heavy about, and we were like, oh yeah, if there was that one thing, this would be really good. Yeah, here we go. Extend the range of this, and this feels way better. Yeah, if you extend the range of this, it feels significantly better. Like focus Conjuration. Okay, yeah. Like, see, they have written these features. Your concentration can't be broken as a result of taking damage, but like we just don't see it incorporated in a whole lot of other stuff. This one it's not terrible. If this one got some range, I feel like there would be a bit more utility out of it. It's not incredibly bad. Having the Misty Step in there is pretty great. I just think that there's so many other things that other wizards can do that just kind of overshine Conjuration. It's not terrible. It just doesn't really hit quite right. Because suddenly, like, we have a summon feature here. If Transmutation Wizard got this, I think that they would feel a lot more like a Transmutation Wizard thing. Yeah, I don't know. Conjuration's flavor is just kind of odd. I think that's what always makes me kind of like look down on it a little bit. But, you know, Conjuration's just always, yeah. Evocation, look, basic wizard does the blasty thing. Quite good at doing the blasty thing. And, yeah. There is a potential that Evocation Wizard has some problems with its capstone, where if you cast it and you cast, like, Flaming Sphere, who's to say that because it has a duration of whatever, that it doesn't mean that anytime it deals damage, because it says you deal maximum damage with that spell, that anytime it deals damage, it deals the maximum damage with that casting. It's a little bit complicated, and we haven't really heard an exact explanation as to what happens there. If you allow that to go off like that, this is the best wizard in the entire game. Yeah, that would be absurd. Oboe Channel is very, very good. Scribes, I really like what this one wants to do. Unfortunately, I just think that after I've seen it, Scribes does some stuff that's objectively better than every other wizard, sure, but it's mostly things that we just don't really factor into a lot of play. I think that Scribes is actually probably right about here, because if I remember right, it had the quill, yeah, the spell book, yes, the quill doing this, the book and thing into your spell book. I don't know why they did that. Manifest Mind, Master Scrivener. You make the scroll, pass it off to you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it feels like the default wizard. Yeah, it is a very, very generic vanilla bland wizard, which is fine. I think we should have more like that. I think that they should part and parcel out a lot of scribes into the base wizard, which they kind of tried to do, but they decided to make everything a fucking spell for some reason. I don't, yeah. Okay, Chronurgy Wizard is, drum roll please. Yes, this is the most busted thing in D&D 5e. Early levels, it's fine. The moment this hits 10th level, this breaks. This breaks. This fucks up magic in D&D. That bead we don't care too much about all the stuff happening here. And then holy fucking shit, this is the best thing they ever wrote for D&D 5e right here. And this is absurd. You can kill anything in the game with this feature with the right sequence of spell casting. The thing is with this, it requires like a tiny bit of text in here to fix this entirely. But the thing is, there's a lot of spells that have a casting time of like 1 minute or longer because they should not be cast in combat. They can't be. Leomund's Tiny Hut, you should not be able to cast that in combat. Because this makes it to where you can, this breaks spellcasting rules. And it doesn't bend them. It fucking breaks them. I guess anyone can see from chat. I don't think that anyone's going to be in disagreement. We've seen a lot of people cover this one. Absolutely, Chronurgy Wizard will break your game. Yeah, my instant tiny hut, right? Chronurgy Wizard, like I said, you play it all the way up to 9th level, that's fine. 10th and above, if you don't take my suggestion here and you want to see this one just to see what all it can fucking do, talk with your table to see if that's cool, but this is going to cause problems. This breaks the game. Lastly, just in time too, Divination Wizard. Y'all are going to hate me. Oh, you all are going to hate me for this. It's top of A. This got so overhyped. Well, no, everybody really loves it because of Portent. They don't take a second to look at the other features it gets. You see a lot of the memes that are all about, oh yeah, we played a halfling, a dice goblin creature who kept rolling lucky and Portent and LOL, troll, like all the memes from like early D&D 5e stuff, they all died. Because then we started looking at what else Divination Wizard got, and it's not good. It's not good. The third eye, this is not a fantastic use of a 10th level power budget. Yeah, you can move this up to 6th level, and I'd be like, okay, I can see. Yeah, Portent is good. My least favorite thing about it, yeah, it is so carried by Portent. My least favorite thing about this is that this is actually encouraging people to just stay at home until they roll a nat 20 or a 1, and then they go out and adventure, right? I don't think that Portent is going to be in this form whenever we see it in the whatever future edition. This feature will get a change because right here, when you finish a long rest, so yada, 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 what people are doing is they're just like, oh, okay, I'm just going to stay home then and keep resting up until we have a 1 and a 20 or whatever. And then they go out with Portent. This feature will get a nerf. And if they nerf this and they don't bring up Third Eye or like Expert Divination, this isn't too bad. But relying so much on Portent is not great. Not great. The Third Eye, this is barely a feature. It'll be an A. It'll be the top of A. That's going to define what A is. And yeah, I'm going to get an admin. But we are done with that subclass retrospective. You guys let me know. This is your last chance. Is there anything that's on here that you take serious issue with? Bloodhunter F and all? No. Bloodhunter's actually in a pretty good state. Although I will say that Profane Soul is going to overperform. Ghost Slayer is probably a B, maybe an A. Lycan is all right. I would say B or an A. Mutants, I think, is actually a D. That one needs a complete rewrite. Cobalt Soul, if you want to play the Police Brutality Monk, I think that one's like a maybe a B, maybe a C. Open C has way too many problems for exploit potential. Probably up here and overpowered. Yeah. Giant Barb was an A+ yesterday. Where would I place it exactly? Ooh, oh, exactly. Did I say A+? I thought I said S. So this comes with the caveat that I don't believe, I don't buy the oversized weapon bullshit that people are talking about a lot here recently. I think that's a really bad faith argument to assume that by default, that's what the system is allowing for. I don't think that that's the way that's intended to work. And it's pretty clear it's not what the designers budgeted in whenever they were making it, or else I think they would have fucking called it out, right? It does shift your zone as a barbarian from the front line to the mid or back line, which is actually a pretty big deal. It is a source of magical damage. It's just coming online a little bit late. I don't like the way that they structured that one. I would move some things around personally within the levels themselves, trying to find a couple of different ideas for the features at the later levels. But I still think that that one is actually one of the stronger barbarians. So if we're just talking about power, most likely it's up here in S somewhere. If we're talking about the overall design intent, I think it's probably pretty low.